Chapter 31, The Rodent Game. The group outside the room was participating in the game for the first time, and everyone was a bit nervous. Tisha, Lin Yuan called out, "What? You once said that different animals represent different types of games, right?" "That should be the case." Lin Yuan looked at the humanoid rat in front of them and quietly asked, "What do you think the rodent game is?" Tisha was also pondering this question. If they didn't figure out the type of game in advance, Tian might be at a disadvantage. But what could rodent be related to? It seems like the current game fits the characteristics of a rodent searching for a target among the clutter. Tisha said quietly, "Could the rodent game be a type of search game?" Inside the room, Tian first scanned her surroundings and noticed that there were many shelves, each stacked with large and small cardboard boxes. At a glance, there were at least 100 boxes. She casually grabbed a box and peeked inside, finding it filled with miscellaneous items. Calculating in her head, Tian realized that even if she opened each box within the 5-minute time limit, it would be impossible to search them all. There were simply too many. She looked up and noticed that the small storeroom was lit by a single incandescent bulb, with a switch on the wall next to her. After thinking for a few seconds, an idea suddenly popped into her mind. Using her strength, she pushed over one of the shelves, causing a loud crash. The group outside heard the noise and immediately panicked. "Hey, you all right in there?" Yao Jiazhen shouted. "I'm fine," Tian yelled back. "I just thought of a plan." Tisha thought for a moment, then nodded. "Yes, it's a good plan." Huh? Yao Jiazhen was confused. "How do you know? You guys got some secret telepathic communication going on." Inside, the crashing noises grew louder as Tian knocked over all the shelves, sending the boxes spilling onto the floor. Various items poured out, plastic plates and bowls from some boxes, old clothes from others, and even scraps of paper from a few. She then stomped on several intact boxes, crushing them. The once organized storeroom was in complete disarray. Tian felt like she had done enough, so she walked over to the wall and turned off the incandescent light. The room was plunged into darkness, with only the sound of her breathing breaking the silence. Tian glanced around. She remembered that the Tao ball emitted a faint glow, so, with all the mess scattered around, there was a good chance she'd spot it in the dark. But as soon as she turned off the light, the entire room was engulfed in total darkness. There wasn't even the slightest hint of light. Not convinced, she nervously kicked around some boxes, trying to expand her search area. Why would a glowing ball completely disappear in a dark room? After kicking for a while, Tian felt like she had opened all the boxes, but still hadn't found anything glowing. At that moment, the humanoid rat knocked on the door from outside and said, 10 seconds left. Tian shook her head in frustration and turned the light back on. Under the sudden brightness, she noticed that she had stepped on a box full of cans. The cans had spilled out when the box fell over. She picked one up and read the label. It was a can of beans. She shook it, hearing a rustling sound inside. "I'm such an idiot." Tian bit her lip. Could it be hidden in these cans? Creak. The humanoid rat twisted the door knob and opened the door. "Time's up." Challenge failed. Tian gasped and looked up, meeting the humanoid rat's Siri face. The group outside rushed forward. Yao Jiazhen asked, "Well, did you find it?" "No." Tian threw the can aside and stood up, looking dejected. "I suspect the Tao is hidden in one of these cans. But opening all these cans by hand in just 5 minutes, it's not easy." Tisha looked down at the cans of broad beans. It made sense to hide a Tao inside them, but something still felt off to him. Tian stepped out of the room with a look of fear, glancing nervously at the humanoid rat. The humanoid rat didn't make any further moves, just closed the door and stood by it. "So we really only lose a Tao," Tian whispered. "She's not going to kill me." The humanoid rat smiled and asked, "When did I ever say I'd take your life?" Seeing this, Tiyao Jin seemed to understand. "I get it now. Can we try again?" "Try again?" Tijia frowned. "We already know the Dao is probably in those cans. This time, we can just go straight to opening them. She's not going to kill us anyway." Tijia glanced at his pocket. He only had one Dao left. The Dragon Man had said that these Dao balls were both their reward and their chips for playing the game. It seemed that participating in these games required a certain number of Dao balls as stakes. If they used too many Dao here, they might not have enough for future games. "Are you sure you checked all the other boxes?" Tiyao Jin asked Ao Tian. "I didn't thoroughly search them all. I just opened them and turned off the light," Tian replied, shaking her head. "But I didn't see anything glowing. So the Dao must be inside a sealed container." "Great," Tiyao Jin said confidently, but Tijia suddenly raised a hand to stop him. "Wait, huh?" Tijia looked at the humanoid rat and asked, "Can I hear the rules of the game again?" "Of course." The humanoid rat smiled and turned to open the door. To everyone's surprise, the room inside was completely restored, with all the shelves and boxes back in place. "What the?" Tiyao Jin was stunned. Lin Yu and Tian gasped in shock as well. The humanoid rat slowly walked inside and glanced around. "What do you think? Isn't my game magical?" Tijia nodded. The humanoid rat continued. "My game is called Seeking Dao. The entry fee is 1 Dao. There is a Dao hidden in this room. If you can find it within 5 minutes, it's yours." She finished with a warm smile. Kaizhao slowly nodded in understanding. "I want to play again," he said. "All right, no problem." The humanoid rat nodded. "You can play as many times as you like." "This time," Kaizhao said, "I'm betting my life."